All right, everyone, welcome back into another props betting video. We are going to be breaking down the best bets for the NBA and also college basketball today on PrizePicks and Underdog. Now, I did already come out with a video earlier on today, which was much more of a deep dive into the best bets that we were gaining for Friday in the NBA. Go ahead and check that out if you guys haven't done that just yet. This is just going to be me covering these good edges that we have. And with that, guys, I would appreciate a like on the video here. If you guys can, just at least do that. That'll help with the channel. Typically, you're not supposed to put out 2 NBA videos in one day, but again, the edges are seemingly so good today, so I want to do that. Let's go ahead and jump into those bets. So the first one I want to start out with is going to be Jaylen Brown here with his fantasy score here on PrizePicks. We can see that's at 46.5, guys, for his fantasy score. Now he is still listed as questionable. We don't know for sure if he's going to play today. I think he's going to, but I want to call it the underdog line. It is at 43.5. This clearly should not be happening, right? We do look at his splits. He has consistently been getting the over at 46.5. Now the game total is brutal. Okay, it's a very low scoring game, and it's a game that they could potentially blow out. Who are they playing? The Lakers. Okay, so we do worry about that. But if we were to go ahead and pull this bet up here on the underdog optimizer, guys, this is going to be one of the better bets on the day. 55% likelihood for this bet to hit. So that is certainly a bet that you should be targeting on underdog. Okay, if you guys want a middle, you can. That's just a massive prop line difference that should not be occurring. Then we do have another one there that is not as significant, but still pretty big. And that's going to be Franz Wagner, guys, on underdog to get over his fantasy score of 37.2 if we just round up slightly there. The PrizePicks line is at 38.5. The average sportsbook line at 41.2. Okay, so Vegas is really expecting him to have a good day. Now the projection data, maybe not so much. And if we go ahead and pull up this bet on the PrizePicks sheet, I was actually thinking about betting on this just because it's a good matchup, high scoring game, close game. I'm like, all right, let's do that. The one concern that we have is Banchero is potentially going to be back in this game, but still, like I think that ends up being a good bet there on underdog that we can go ahead and target. Now, this bet I don't necessarily like, but it is worth calling out. Desmond Bane has a big prop line difference as well. I guess underdog's line has come up a little bit, but still not a terrible spot to get to if you guys want to get to that, but not necessarily a bet I think we need to. And then, guys, we are getting some more for underdog if you guys want to get their Benedict Mathurin for over his fantasy score at Alfred Sengun. But I want to concentrate on these ones where we're getting big prop line differences, where for sure we're getting a big edge on a site. Now, whether or not these bets come through, we'll see. It's always about putting our best foot forward. And so that's going to be De'Aaron Fox here to get over 38.5 for his fantasy score on underdog. Again, I'll get into some PrizePicks bets here, guys, in just a second for anyone that's placing Flex Friday bets. But worth calling out, guys. If you guys are looking to bet on underdog, they do have an NBA discount available, or it was a bet in which they'll do a boosted payout. And what I typically like to do with those underdog boosted payouts is I'll just do a 3-slip flex bet, knowing that I'm most likely going to hit 2 of the bets, especially in cases like this where we're getting some big prop line differences. So if you guys have never signed up for underdog before, make sure to use the promo code 925 spelled out like that. They'll give you guys the best current deal that they have going on. I do need to update that graphic. I think it's when you spend your first 5, you'll get $50 or $100 back. Just make sure you're taking advantage of that. Link is going to be in the description below. But yeah, we'll pull up that bet here on the PrizePicks NBA optimizer. And again, guys, I am working on getting the underdog version of this going as well. What we're going to notice here is that the data does really think this could end up being a middle. Okay, it is a higher scoring game and a close game, so I like that. But the underdog line is clearly too low, but also the PrizePicks line might actually end up being a little bit too high. So this one is a bet that could end up being a push. It is a very tight line for sure. We look at his game log. It is the minutes. We do need the minutes to be a little bit higher, projected to get 33 minutes. If he does end up getting that, I would feel much more comfortable, obviously, with him getting that over. And given the fact that it's projected to be a close game and a decently high-scoring game, I think we can feel good about that underdog bet. And then just one other one that I wanted to call to you guys on underdog as well. Denny Avdia. We're getting a big prop line difference for him. So he is at 49.2 on underdog, 47.5 on PrizePicks. And this was actually a bet that I was kind of thinking about getting into on PrizePicks for the under, because it does feel a little bit too high. But I think the fact that we're getting a pretty big underdog line for it, I think we could just bet the under there on underdog instead. If you guys want to bet the over, you certainly can. I mean, we would look at the game like he has crushed this in some situations for sure. He does have a very high usage rate right now. What we're worried about is going to be the matchup, but it is a higher scoring game, and it is a game that does have the potential to end up being a blowout. So it's not like a perfect bet, I would say, for the under, and that's probably why we are seeing that big prop line difference there. But definitely worth calling out. If you guys want the over, the better bet is certainly on PrizePicks. I did run that one out for the under. Now, guys, I did do all those bets in order of kind of how I like them. We did have one with DeAndre Ayton where the prop line difference was like 5 for like 10 minutes. I put that one in the Discord chat. And it looks like they have since corrected it somewhat. He was at 32 earlier on, and now they've bumped up to 33.3. And actually, PrizePicks had pulled their line as well because they were a little bit too high. So just be on the lookout to see if the PrizePicks line, I think it was 37, maybe 36. It was too high. So just be on the lookout to see if that updates there as well on their end. So I wanted to call that out. But then we're going to go ahead and get into some more PrizePicks bets. And they are mostly going to be college basketball bets, just as an FYI, because we are getting some pretty big edges there. But I do want to mention Kamara. He is someone that should get a lot of minutes here in tonight's game here for Portland as well. And we look at his recent game log, guys, he has been crushing the over the past 3 games and, 4 out of the past 5. And the reason why that's significant is because he has been getting a minutes bump recently due to them being banged up. And all the players that are banged up are still expected to probably sit. And I said, like, Donovan Clingan could sit. Robert Williams could sit. They're both questionable still, so we'll have to see. But if they do end up sitting, this is going to be a pretty big edge for us, even better than about the 52% that we are seeing here, guys. And then one other bet in that exact same game with that exact same team, I actually don't mind Sharp to get over 30.5 for his fantasy score. He has been someone that over the past couple of games has seen his minutes go back up to what you'd want them to be, 30 plus minutes. He got kind of a soft benching, for a couple of games mixed in there. It is a bet on the minutes being there for 30 minutes. If they are there, guys, he should be able to crush this. We can see over the past 2 games, the minutes have been there for him. He crushed it. It does kind of go hand in hand that, though, if he's playing poorly, he won't get the minutes. But I do think the bet that we're getting here on PrizePicks 30.5 does end up being a pretty good bet for us there. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and jump into some of these PrizePicks bets that we are getting for college basketball. Not too much to them, guys. I'm going to keep it pretty straightforward for you guys. We're getting some prop line differences here that are worth calling out. Brock Harding to get over his fantasy score for TCU. Feel pretty good about that. Not going to butcher this Xavier Biggs last name at all. We are seeing a pretty big prop line difference for him as well. The projection data doesn't necessarily love him, but the underdog line, the average sportsbook line are telling us that this line should be closer to 31.5. So those are 2 pretty darn good bets. We got Grant Foster as well for Gonzaga. Pretty big prop line difference for him between PrizePicks and the average sportsbook line, and then also the projection data. So 3 solid bets there as well, guys. And then Miller for Cincinnati. Again, another pretty solid bet there. Only about a 52% chance of having it, but definitely worth calling that out there for you guys. And then actually we are getting some decent college football bets here as well. 5+ easy bets here, guys, that are pretty darn appealing. I'm a sucker for reception bets, so I like Cooper to get over 4.5 receptions there for Duke. But a lot of plus EV bets. We got Nate Shepard for an anytime touchdown as well. Again, I did this video for you guys. Show it some love. You guys want to use this on Flex Friday, by all means. Just plenty of good bets, so I want to get the coverage out to you guys. So we'll go ahead and get into an underdog bet of the day here for you guys. A 3-slip bet, just a simple one. I mentioned these. Some pretty strong prop line differences there. If you guys don't like those, by all means, you can bet the other side of that bet. That's the whole point of calling these out. But that Jaylen Brown one is a pretty good edge. And again, be on the lookout for the DeAndre Ayton bet to be updating throughout the day. And then I do this David Punch one, guys. This is a prop line difference one as well. If we are getting to Brock Harding, it's basically the exact same bet. It just didn't have as significant of an average sportsbook line, but I did kind of want to pair those 2 together. If you guys just want to do a 3-slip bet, pretty solid bet there for those 3 right there. And I did attach those 2 Portland player prop bets as well if you guys didn't want to get to those because they have a lower likelihood to hit. Again, I get it. We're getting all those college football prop bets that we certainly should be targeting as well tonight. Now it's going to do it for this video, guys. Again, show the video some love. If you guys would like access to any of the tools that you saw throughout this video, head on over to 9to5sports.com. Get access to all the tools available on the website for a low monthly cost of $10 a month. And then, guys, be on the lookout for the NFL deep dive video for props betting that I'll be putting out tomorrow night because, well, again, I did this video instead. So I'll be putting out probably actually tomorrow morning, the NFL deep dive video. So be on the lookout for that maybe tonight. Again, I did this video during the time I would typically start to shoot that video. So just a little behind the scenes stuff. So I want to get this out to you. Hopefully it's for a good reason. Hopefully we end up hitting these bets. But that's going to do it, guys. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Comment your guys' favorite bets as well. That's going to do it, guys. Thank you for watching. Good luck. And as always, let's keep cashing.